Go for it, Hazel.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. We're having a great day here, and we're on our way to Sam's to run some errands. We're going to go eat lunch at Sam's, and we're going to go to Walmart. We're going to go to the drugstore. We're going to go to Jack's. We got a lot of things to do today. So Kevin's here, working with Jude. Jude, you say hi?
Hi.
Yeah, good job. Gladys, you say hi? Say Graham. And we got a little buddy in the car with us. Claire Bear. We've got a full car. My mom's here with us. She's driving. It's gonna be a good day. You want to go to church? Did we just pass your church? There's Mobberly. You know where your church is, don't you?
In Mobberly?
Mobberly is where Claire goes to church.
What? Claire goes to Mobberly?
Yeah. Sam's was relatively painless. Now we're on to Walmart. Everybody seems to be in good spirits. Yay! What just happened? Hazel, what just happened? See, Jude.
It's not already cooked yet.
You're not already cooked yet. Yeah, Jude threw down all the spaghetti and he took off running, and we hope Kevin caught him. So Kevin and Jude are somewhere in the store, and I'm gonna go try to find them. Hazel had fallen, so I turned around to help her, and Kevin went to be with the other two, and then when I turned around, spaghetti was all over the floor, and Jude and Kevin were gone. So, but the lady said that Jude just took off running and Kevin went after him, so I'm gonna try to find them. So, a lot has happened since the last clip that you just watched. When I was walking around the store, I really thought that Kevin had caught Jude, but the longer that they were away, the more I realized something is not right, and so I need to try to go find them. So I made a round through the store and I couldn't find them, and then I showed back up where my mom was with the kids, because she had met us like after the incident had happened. She was like, she just saw the spaghetti on the ground, and so she's like, oh no, what's going on? And so she stayed with the kids. I came back with no Kevin and no Jude, and so that's when we, started to get more concerned. I tried to call Kevin twice and couldn't get a hold of him. I'm like, something's not right. And anyway, so then we make our way up to the front of the store where we see Kevin with no Jude. And at that point, I'm panicking, and I just start grabbing people, just random people, and saying, I've lost my 6-year-old son, he can't talk. And, and it's just amazing how many people stopped to help us. I mean, just stopped what they were doing, just random people. And just the look of concern on their face, and I began to cry, and my mom notified the Walmart, I guess, customer service or manager, and they called a code Adam, which I guess is when a child is missing. And so immediately all the managers were notified. The entire store was being searched, and 2 managers, yeah, you hold it now. just or one manager for sure, and then maybe another employee just stayed with me the whole time as I just cried and just became more panicked, because when you have an autistic loved one that gets lost, every second is just detrimental, and like with every second it just becomes more and more painful, because you just, I mean, the longer that they're unsupervised, the more likely they are to get hurt, and you just, I mean, the farther they can go, and you know, it's not like a normal person where you can just go around calling their name, because they're not going to respond to their name, and so like the farther that they get, the less likely you are to find them, and it's just every second counts in that situation. But I just want to just really praise Walmart, their employees, and how quickly they helped us, and how compassionate that they were, and just, it was amazing. And so anyway, me and the other two, Titus and Hazel, are up front, and we're with the manager, and people are starting to gather around us because I'm crying, and they're radioing people. My mom said, "What do you want me to do?" And I said, "Just go look for him." Well, at that time, the manager says, "Do you drive? You know, what do you drive?" And I said, "A silver Dodge van." And she said, "Is it a Caravan?" And I thought, "Oh no, he's, you know, stuck in our hot car or something." And she said, "Somebody saw him run to the van and then run away from the van." And I said out loud, "Oh my goodness, he's left the store." And that was just terrifying to me. And so I told my mom, just leave the store, just go look in the parking lot. At that point, I called my dad, I called John, and they were on their way. And anyway, so I'm sitting there, and of course I'm thinking, he's left the store. I mean, I just, panic gets greater, and my tears start flowing, and I mean, I'm that stereotypical panicked mom who's lost a child. I mean, I'm just like losing it right there in the front of the store, and I'm thinking, I'm like, never want to show my face there again because of the scene that we made today. But
it's Walmart.
And then it's Walmart. It's judge-free zone there. Hazel gets upset because I'm crying. She's like, "Mommy, don't cry. Mommy, don't cry." I'm like, I'm sorry. And so I'm trying to pull it together, and then I lose it again. And then all of a sudden, the manager says, they saw him run toward Chick-fil-A. And then, wait, no, he's at Chick-fil-A. And so I, at that point, didn't know if anybody, like, had detained him at Chick-fil-A, but we knew that he was at Chick-fil-A. And I called John. I'm like, "He's at Chick-fil-A. Go to Chick-fil-A." And I said, "Are you at Chick-fil-A?" And he's like, "No, I'm not there, and I'm headed there." And so
I was pulling in, but it's a very popular place for lunch, so it was very crowded.
So busy. There were so many cars.
I couldn't hardly get a place to park, even in the middle. I mean, I couldn't park anywhere. So that was kind of scary and frustrating.
Mm-hmm. And so my mom had just gone out into the parking lot to look for him, and she saw a fire truck and an ambulance, and she thought, you know, maybe they're on patrol or whatever, like the EMS people, where they just are watching. And so she thought, I'll run up to them and see if they've seen somebody run. And at this point, she didn't know he was at Chick-fil-A. And so both of those vehicles were unattended, because it's the big climax of the story, people. This is the proof that God is real and He loves us. Happening to eat at Chick-fil-A today were a team of firemen and EMS workers. And when Jude came, so Jude came into Chick-fil-A. He runs to the playroom, and he has some behaviors that are obviously, you know, not normal. And so concern starts to arise in some people, and the firemen, I think, were the first ones to come in there, and they...
Not sure. Some of the emergency services people.
Yeah, they went in there, and I do want to share this part. Jude had stripped his clothes off, and the EMS workers, they had a white sheet, and they came in, and they, got him out of the play area, and they covered him up, and they kept him safe until my mom came in there. And actually, before my mom got there, Kathy Stevens was there, which is a friend of ours. She recognized Jude. She contacted the manager and told them who he was. And one of the firemen, thought to think, maybe there's a missing child at Walmart. Contact Walmart. So that's how the manager at Walmart found out that he was at Chick-fil-A, which notified me.
That was experience on the fireman's part. I mean, I thought that was really cool. Their experience, and that came into play.
Exactly.
They got to notify Laney through that Walmart manager.
Exactly. Kathy said there was a Laterno alumni there who had studied child development, and so she understood that Jude was autistic. She knew exactly how to, to really interact with him and how to best take care of him.
She kept him calm, is what Kathy said.
She kept him calm. So it's like what I was saying earlier to my parents. It's like the Lord, He didn't just keep Jude alive. It's like He just prepared this banqueting table for him. And He just said, come in, I've been expecting you. And He had all the safety measures in place. Mm-hmm. He had people who understood autism, the psychological aspect of it. He had people there that recognized Jude and loved Jude.
Knew who he was, knew who y'all were.
And the fact that he went to Chick-fil-A is really special to me because that's, a Christian-run business. It's people that love the Lord, that are compassionate, and that recognize our faces because we go there a lot. And Katie King said today, I just think it's so awesome that Jude felt, like that was a safe place for him to run to. And so I want to thank Chick-fil-A and all your employees and for just being so kind and so gracious. We know that you had to clean up a mess after Jude today, and we just want to say thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
And thank you for protecting our son, keeping him safe, and being so, just sympathetic and understanding of our situation. So my mom was the first one there. She ran in and she saw a fireman and said, I'm looking for my autistic son. And he just said, he's right here. And he pointed to him, and there Jude was wrapped up in a little white sheet. And, and also a random woman had found clothes that would fit Jude, and even had found a diaper.
She had them in her car.
She had them in her car. She offered all that for Jude to have. The pastor from Missionary Baptist Church was there, and he approached my dad with Jude's clothes when my dad arrived on the scene. And so, and then I had 4 Walmart employees walk me all the way through the hot parking lot, me and my kids. One of the employees held Titus all the way across the parking lot. Actually, 2 of them did. They had to trade off because he's so heavy. And one of them carried my purse because I was just so shaken up. And it was just a beautiful sight. I mean, as traumatic as it was for our family, it was just beautiful to see people just come to our rescue. We had people looking for him in Walmart that we knew, people we didn't know. We had, a friend of ours, James Gooch, he was about to leave work to come and help us search for Jude. And all the people on Facebook that said that they were praying, and we just can't thank you enough. My neighbor, my precious neighbor Leah, just came straight over from work and gave me a card that just really meant a lot to me. And
other people that were in the area that saw it on Facebook and came.
Ashley Connor, she immediately responded and wanted to help look for Jude. And this is the benefit. This is the beauty of community, and we are just so blessed to be in such a wonderful community of people who love our family and who accept our family the way that we are, and love our sweet Jude like we love our Jude, and are looking out for him. And that's one of the reasons we moved home, because we needed a huge support system, and we had a great support system in Lubbock, but Lubbock is a big city, And in here, you know, you've got like our whole street. There's not one person on our street that we don't know, and you know, don't trust. You know, and so people have their eye out for Jude, and you know, our entire church knows who Jude is, and they look out for him. And even our sweet friend Rita Wallingford, she was at Walmart and she was helping us, and she said, I look for Jude all the time. Even when I'm driving down the road, she said, I just keep my eye out for Jude. And that's the plus of living in a smaller community and being raised in one community, which I just feel so privileged and blessed to have been raised here, and to get to come back and put my son in a community that that just means so much to me. So seems like there was something else I was going to say. Oh, I would like to do a little public service announcement for families who have autistic children or family members. And I don't even know like the right way to go about doing this, but because we were thinking like, how did Jude make it all the way across that parking lot without somebody stopping him? You know, he's very fast. So I mean, granted, that's, you know, that's difficult, but I think that people are hesitant or intimidated to like step in a situation with like maybe an autistic child or person, and not that you run into that situation all the time, but we have had instances where Jude is running and we can't catch him, and people watch us run after him.
He's passing by people.
He's passing by people and they don't stop him.
They don't know what to do, maybe.
And we just want to say, at least for our family, and I would think for probably, I don't want to speak for all families, but I would think for most families, we would appreciate your intervention and appreciate you just stepping in and just gently grabbing him and keeping him from running. And but yeah, just kind of like a little public service announcement. If you see a child or, you know, a teenager or adult that's just running, you know, that looks kind of suspicious, you know, it's better safe than sorry to just at least try to communicate with that person and find out if they're okay. And if they don't respond back to you, then you can kind of get more clues that that person might be autistic, and you can notify. I mean, we called 911 and they immediately were on it, and they were trained and knew exactly what the situation was as soon as I said autistic person. So God's hand was all over the whole thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to, I don't know if we really showed our appreciation for the guys, the fire and EMS people.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I mean, we did mention them and how awesome they were. I just want to say that our friend Kathy Stevens, she was there. She witnessed it all pretty much whenever Jude was in Chick-fil-A, and she just shared that the fire and EMS officers protected Jude, protected his safety, and protected his dignity by wrapping him up and not letting him be naked in the store, and protected his space. I think that they recognized that they needed to get him out of everybody's midst, and so that's pretty amazing. That there's a lot of training that went into play there, and we just. And those guys were eating lunch. You know, who knows if they got to finish their lunch? So that's amazing. We just we didn't get names. Those guys didn't. Yeah. You know, they didn't want to. They didn't want any gratitude. I don't think they didn't want any praise. And so in the craziness of it all, whenever we got Jude out of there, we didn't get any information on who those people were.
No, we didn't get to really properly thank them.
Not that they're the only ones who need to be thanked, but that they were a huge part of it.
They were our heroes today, and for us, for our family.
And that's amazing. We're forever grateful for that. You know, I mean, who knows? Jude without that intervention, Jude could have gotten out the door. You know, he loses interest with things pretty quick, and so. Who knows what he might have moved on to, but those guys recognized it, and a lot of people recognized what they needed to do, and they did it. So we're very grateful for that. Very grateful. So if anybody cares to know how Jude is, he's fine. You know, we tried to talk to him about. Well, we're trying to talk to him now. His therapist and us are trying to instill, if you want something, you need to ask. So that goes for if you want to go somewhere else, you know, you need to ask. And so, you know, we're definitely not trying to discipline Jude or put any kind of a bad association with him, in him about Chick-fil-A or anything, or, you know, but Jude's doing good, so.
Yeah. So thank you all very, very much. And yeah, you just never know what's next with this family.
Right.
All the more reason why you should keep watching our vlog.
We can't make this stuff up, and even if we could, we wouldn't make this up. Right.
I wish we were making this up.
Right. So anyway,
This story today.
But we had a lot of good time with Jude this evening. Hanging out with Jude, playing and cuddling, and he and I were just kind of watching some YouTube earlier, just kind of cuddle up, and so anyway, it was good time. So
We love you guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Most importantly, how do you say that? Mostly.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
For praying.
Thank you.
That's
yes.
what I want to thank you for most.
Yeah.
Is praying.
There you go.
And one day at a time.
There you go. See you later.